Good morning, friends. This morning, Kurt, is your imagination is the preview of your life's coming attraction. I repeat, your imagination is the preview of your life's coming attraction. Friends, there is no denying the fact that your mental vision and dreams serve as a blueprint for your future. I repeat, your mental visions and dreams serve as a blueprint for your future. Whatever you imagine that is going to happen in your life if you put your effort in right direction. This famous quote, often attributed to Albert Einstein, the great physicist and the great scientist of the world, who believes that our vision, our mental visions and dreams serve as a blueprint for our future. Just like a movie trailer gives you a sneak peek of what is to come, what we consistently imagine and believe shapes the reality we will eventually step into. Whatever you imagine, whatever you dream, whatever is your mental vision, that is going to come into reality in the latter part of your life if you continue in that right direction. The blueprint of reality before any great invention, business, or achievement happens in the physical world, it is first created in the mind. Any inventions, any great discovery happens in the world, it is first being visualized, it is first being printed in the mind, it is created in the mind first. The In the physical world, whatever happens before any great invention, business, and achievement that happens in the physical world, it is first created in the mind. Our thoughts set our self imagination, which dictates the actions that we are going to take in the future. So, friends, there's no denying the fact that whatever we are thinking, whatever we are imagining, that mental vision is going to set and make the blueprint of our future. So, if a child is in primary stage, he must be allowed to think what are his interests, what are his imagination, what are his mental visions. Let the child, as the child grows, let him imagine what he really loves to do in the world and what is his mental, vision that he is going to have in the near future of life. So the blueprint of reality comes, and only it is before any great achievement in business or achievement that happens in the physical world, it is first printed in our mind. The blueprint comes in our mind in the form of our mental vision, that self image, which eventually dictates the actions that we are going to take in life. Friends, the power of mental rehearsal. Athletes and high performance use visualization to foresee their success. By mentally mapping out the scenario in our imagination, we prepare our brain to execute those goals smoothly when the real opportunity arises. See, there are entrepreneurs who have been successful in their business. They have first, had the mental vision, the blueprint of what is going to have, or what they are going to do in the life, in their business. They have already made the blueprint of that mental vision of what they're going to achieve in their life, and then accordingly they put their action in that direction. The power of mental rehearsal, it is just like the athletes, the high performers use visualization to foresee their success. So mentally mapping out and the scenario in our imagination, we prepare our brain to execute those goals smoothly when the real opportunity arises. Friends, anyone in his or her life wants to do something extraordinary has to have the mental vision of that very thing first. Then only he or she can have a mental mapping of those scenario and imagination, and accordingly he or she will prepare his her or his brain to execute those goals smoothly in the real opportunity. Selective focus, just as we imagine negative outcomes or disasters, we can intentionally direct our imagination to focus on miracles and goals. Choosing a positive mental cinema helps attract and work towards those specific outcomes. So, friends, the imagination works as a wonder, that is the mental vision of everyone's life. So you must imagine, you must dream what your aim is and what you really want to achieve in this life. Because life itself is a mystery. It cannot work unless and until you put your effort in the right direction. Many of the people just think that life is just very easy to live, but the fact is that they have to make their life a mission, not an intermission. There are people, they believe that the mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but it is a reality to be experienced. So the imagination that we have in our mind, the mental vision that we have in our mind, has to work only when we explore how to apply this concept to the specific area of our life and a specific interest of our life. Our interests differ from person to person. Our career growth, personal projects, habits building all differ from one another. Individually, we think differently. Everybody's imagination is specific, and it is just wonderful. I mean, mental vision. So, without mental vision, you cannot really go ahead in life. You have to have mental vision. You have to visualize your success. You have to map out the scenario of your imagination, and accordingly you have to prepare your brain to execute those goals smoothly when your real opportunity arrives. Definitely the opportunity will come, but before the opportunity comes, you have to map out those imagination in such a way that the scenario of imagination comes to reality later after execution of those goals in the right direction. So it is important for the mentors and educators to really allow the children to have their own mental vision. The more imaginative they are, the more creative they will be. The more imaginative they are, the more critical thinking they will have. The more they will be given open space to do whatever they like, the better will be their innovative aspect of life. They must be given freedom to think in their own way, to imagine, to have the mental vision of the world they are going to look into, or the world they are going to see in the latter part of their life. So the schooling must be in such a way that the child must be motivated to have better mental vision of what he or she desires to do for the nation, for himself, for his family, and for the society. Then only the real purpose of education will be served. And friends, if you really want to explore that the concept of imagination works, you can just think that when the very first a space man from India went into space, had he not imagined what to do, how to land in space? The one who made this mission, the great, I mean, astronaut, the great scientist who made this mission of landing into space, must have a mental vision of what are the things required to do to land on and land into the space. And the persons, the Indians who really went into space, they have already had the vision of what they are going to do there and how they are going to reach and land into this space, and they have made it successful. So this is what we really like. Allow the child to have his own mental vision and imagination, and then motivate him to work in that direction to reach the goal, because the power of mental rehearsal really works as a miracle. If you are ready to map out the scenario of your imagination, you can prepare your brain to execute the goals smoothly, and you can reach the real opportunity, and you can grab the opportunity, and eventually you can turn into reality. That is what this proverb means. Thank you. Have a nice morning.